Obama had big part of 9/11.
Which part?
Not being around, always on vacation, never in the office.
Why do you think Barack Obama wasn't in the Oval Office on 9/11?
That I don't know. We'd like to get to the bottom of that.
What about what happened on January 6th? What do you think what happened there? January 6th, the
Election day?
No, election day was back in November.
I don't even know what.
Do you know about January 6th?
No.
So when I say January 6th, that means just
Nothing. I don't know.
That's just a date to you.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the insurrection attempt at the Capitol?
No.
So there's nothing Barack Obama could do to prove that he was born here.
If there was maybe witnesses that were attendance at his birth.
Like his mother? Would you listen to his mother?
No. She has motivation to lie.
So you don't trust Donald Trump's birth certificate either?
Yeah, because he's been here forever.
Well, how do you know? What's your proof?
Well, his parents and...
But they're biased. I'm talking about like people who could be
Why
their
would
own.
they be biased?
Well, like, I'm just using your logic against you.
Okay.
And what's your source?
Just Facebook or Twitter. I mean, everything. And
So you'll look at like facts and bull. You'll put it all together.
Exactly.
Why are you voting on Medicaid? Why are you voting on Medicaid? Can you tell us why?
Medicaid saves lives.
This baby is on Medicaid. This baby's life is saved because of Medicaid, and you are voting to reduce Medicaid. Look, you can run away from us now, but you can't run away from a bad vote. The people will remember.
You're the one that hates on the President of the United States on a daily basis, so move the fuck out.
You're the one that hates on the Constitution.
Except I don't hate the Constitution.
Yeah, you do.
The original Constitution.
What does that mean?
The Constitution that was made to be unchanged.
The Constitution was not made to be unchanged, you ass. What's a constitutional
Please show me where that says.
What's a constitutional amendment? Oh, hey, bud, do you like your right to own guns?
Oh, gladly.
Oh, do you know that was from a change to the Constitution?
Please show me that, actually.
The Second Amendment. What is an amendment, Caleb? You're amending it. You're changing it. An amendment is definitionally a change.
What's the most important issue in the governor's race here in Virginia?
Getting back to the basics of teaching children, not teaching them critical race theory.
And what is critical race theory?
Well, I'm not going to get into the specifics of it because I don't understand it that much, but it's something that what little bit that I know I don't care for.
And what have you heard that you don't?
Well,
that you don't like?
I'm not going to, I don't have that much knowledge on it, but It's something that I don't care.
Y'all, Trump just said today that the tariffs are doing so well, he thinks they're going to be the money we operate on instead of federal income taxes. He said to begin with, the people making $200,000 or less will be the first ones to go tax-free, baby. Looking forward to that. It just keeps getting better, y'all.
Lot and lot of Trump voters actually voted against their own healthcare, and now that lot of healthcare, affordable healthcare is being rolled away. Like the Medicaid is affecting them, affecting the seniors, affecting generally every other person, especially the household who depend on them solely. The Medicaid cut is actually going to affect them. And yet you also have people who the whole Obamacare was actually taking care of. And now a lot of them are freaking out because they realize that ACA is actually Obamacare, and now they are not able to get that, right? So many people are just freaking out on the internet because they are just realizing that it was their votes that actually made all of this to go or slip out of their hands, and they are freaking out. Yeah, let's take a look at some of the clips I gathered for you guys. Then I'll come back with the commentary. We'll check the comment section, of course, Well, let's go check, then we'll come back with the commentary and credit to all creators on this video. Let's go watch.
Never in my wildest dreams did I think taking a video of myself talking about going to Mexico for dental work was going to cause people to give me death threats and threaten me in my messages.
In all of my wildest dreams, I completely expected you to come on this internet and cry about mean comments, as if your vote didn't just wreck hundreds of thousands of people's lives, snatch away their jobs, strip them of health care, and in some case, literally get them killed. People are being brutalized, deported, and left to suffer because of the policies that you voted for. And now you want us to feel bad for you, Karen, because the internet hurt your feelings. Be so for real.
Literally just wanted to post about how it was like cheaper to go to Mexico, and people are making it political because I voted for Trump. Like, I don't hate Mexicans. I just don't want illegal people coming into my country.
You got on here to admit to us that you're not educated and didn't even understand that you were indeed voting for a healthcare system and that it is political. You also got on here to confess that your traditional provider of a husband has failed his family financially, and he's got his own wife smuggling herself into a shithole country across the same border she wants walled off just to get her teeth done by the same dangerous illegals she loves to demonize. A classic colonizer playbook. Go to another country, exploit their labor and resources to make your life better, but vilify immigrants when they try to come here to make their lives better.
This is who's taking over the United States, guys. These guys, check this out and listen into it because it gets crazy.
Empathy almost needs to be struck from the Christian vocabulary.
It does.
Empathy
Yes.
is dangerous. Empathy is toxic. Empathy will align you with hell.
Absolutely.
Sympathy, compassion, yes. Empathy, deadly and dangerous. And this will be controversial. Women are especially vulnerable to this. One of the patterns that we've seen in 25 years of church ministry, the most divisive households are those households where there is a loud, aggressive, Jezebel spirit wife paired with a weak, passive Ahab beta male. Not ungodly for a man to speak into who his wife is friends with.
Absolutely.
Who she can hang out with.
Who she's following.
Who she listens to. Because a husband and wife have to be united. Now, I'm not chasing Sharon around policing her friends because my wife is godly and she wants nothing to do with the ungodly. But I'm telling you, women can be vulnerable to friendships and history.
It's like watching The Handmaid's Tale in real time. If you want to live in that kind of society, I'm telling you, it's the reason why we left. One of the big reasons we left.
So you think we're better off as black people now than we were before LBJ passed those policies?
Yes, brother. We can vote without the threat of violence. Are you talking about the Civil Rights Act of 1964? Is that what you're describing as a negative thing?
I'm not saying the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was. I'm talking about.
That's LBJ. I just want to be clear. That's LBJ who you said, were we better off before LBJ? LBJ signed the Civil Rights Act of 1964.
I'm talking about the war on poverty.
I just want to answer that one. I want to answer that specific one first. Was the Civil Rights Act of 1964 a bad thing?
I agree with the Civil Rights Act of 1964.
Thank you.
But at the same time, I'm also, put like this, I prefer dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery.
I don't know what that means.
I'd rather deal with the dangerous freedom of not knowing and controlling people with policies as much as possible versus the peaceful slavery of being married and tied to the government.
Okay, just found out this afternoon that the nursing home that my dad is in is ending their Medicaid contracts. And he has until September 15th to figure out what to do. And so I've just been down the rabbit hole to try to figure out why would a nursing home end their Medicaid contracts.
So it's because of the big, beautiful bill. I'm going to save you the trouble of going through a deep dive. That's why this is happening. Because I don't think people realize that 65% of nursing home residents are covered by Medicaid. So what did y'all think was going to happen when Congress just passed the big, beautiful bill and Donald Trump signed it into law, which had nearly $1 trillion worth of Medicaid funding cuts in it? I mean, it's going to shift the burden of cost over to the states. And a lot of states are not going to be able to eat that cost without jacking up taxes or cutting other benefits, so they're going to cut Medicaid funding. And nursing homes have to respond to that. So the way they're going to respond is a couple of ways. One is they're going to just restrict the amount of Medicaid patients they accept into their facilities. Two is that they're just going to boot out already existing Medicaid patients to open up those beds for private pay patients so that they can still make money. Or they're just going to shut down entirely because they can't function without that Medicaid funding. Any of those scenarios is just going to be devastating to the vulnerable patient population that requires skilled nursing facilities for care. Those are elderly patients and disabled patients. And what's going to happen to those patients? You can't just throw them out on the street. A lot of them are just going to have to go back home and live with their families, who are going to have to figure out how to make that work, how to provide the skilled nursing care that they were getting at a nursing facility at home. A lot of patients who are in the hospital, who are ready for discharge, who would normally go to a nursing home, they're just going to be sitting in the hospital till we figure out a way to get them home safely. And that's going to cause a lot of delays in care because it's going to cause backup in the hospital, and patients are going to be waiting in the emergency room, and emergency room waits are going to be longer and longer because the hospital just can't discharge patients because they have nowhere to go. So this is a direct result of the big, beautiful bill that Donald Trump campaigned upon that was in Project 2025. And elections have consequences, and despite knowing all of this beforehand, a lot of people still voted for it. A lot of people who have elderly parents in nursing homes. So this is going to impact every single one of us. And I don't know what to tell you, but it's because of the big, beautiful bill. So there you have it.
That hospitals closing because of Medicaid cuts is just a Democratic scare tactic. But here's what I know. My cousin is a health professional at a hospital in Indiana, and her hospital is on the list of facilities that could shut down if these Medicaid cuts go through. This is not hypothetical. This is her job and the people she works with in a community that may lose access to care. Across Indiana, hospitals are already cutting back. Columbus Regional Health just laid off staff and shut down its rehab unit. Medicaid already underpays. These new cuts would push many facilities into the red. If you think this is a lie, talk to the people who are living it, the hospital workers, the families, the rural communities already watching services disappear. The people calling this a hoax won't be the ones driving 90 minutes for emergency care. We can argue politics all day, but when your hospital closes, it won't matter who you voted for. And no, we won't say sorry for raising the alarm. We'll keep fighting to protect the people who actually need care before it's too late.
People talking about the whole nursing care, the whole Medicaid affecting nursing care, home nursing care, and all that. And now some people might be receiving their dada or their papa back home just because they are taking away all of this code. Well, let's take the comment section what people are saying. So someone said nursing homes will shut down, including hospitals. Unemployment rate will rise. And a lot of people are already freaking out, right? MAGA doesn't care about facts. All the elderly people in my family are MAGA. Oh my God. So this one said it's going to hurt them the most. MAGA, and then they will blame everyone else and not Trump, because you already see lots of them are blaming Biden and not Trump, right? It's not a fact. This is how liberals work. They fearmonger, they threaten to gain power and control. You are not being truthful, and just because you Google it doesn't mean it's true. That's what this person is saying. Of course, it's a palm-colored person, and I told you some of these people do not just believe, okay? And this is what people have been saying all along. American doctors are applying for licenses in Canada. In 6 months alone, the applications have risen 583%, according to this commenter. And many of those seniors that are living in those homes voted for Trump, including my grandmother. Okay, and your grandmother will be coming home and you guys have to take care of her. President Trump is the greatest American president in history, according to this commenter. And someone said as long as they are not personally affected, they don't care. And this one said, we all are doomed, okay? Laughable, nobody's losing anything. That's American citizen. Illegals are being caught, not anyone else. You can thank Trump for saving Medicaid and ensuring these elderly citizens continue to get the care they need and deserve, okay? This is just another made-up story. Sadly, MAGA does not care about facts, okay? Until something impacts them personally, they just do not care, okay? I followed all the law. I served my country because I believe it was the right thing to do. I became disabled, and now the government I served is handing me a death sentence. Make me understand what I did to deserve this. Anybody, okay? It's really painful. Trump told us while campaigning that he was going to do, and one by one he is getting it done. 3.5 more years to go. America is winning. I think MAGA think they are part of the ultra rich club. Is not. He is looking for his billionaire bodies, not the average working person, okay? And another person said, as an RN that has worked in nursing homes, this is true. Leadership has been meeting about what may happen and what is going to be done. It is also affecting hospitals. It also caps student loans at $150,000. Med school is about $450,000. By doctors, they can afford to go to med school anymore. I think I saw a video of a lady who was literally crying and tagging MAGAs and say you are the reason why she might not be able to go to med school anymore, and this has been her passion as a child, and it's really painful to see that happen to anyone. Also, no food for the elderly, meals or wheels was cut, plus no food stamp for poor elderly people. This administration is pure evil. Every time Trump does something that we benefit people of this country, the left always say is a bad thing and blame the believers and the smart voters of this country. And someone responded and said, how is kicking millions of people into poverty, giving tax cuts to billionaires a good thing? Well, guys, I would love to hear your own take, okay? From this comment, you have seen the thoughts of other people, but now I would like to hear what you all have to say about this in the comment section. And please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it, and credit to all creators on this video. See you all on my next video. Bye, guys.